Behind me. Yeah.
The other way.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday Facebook Live as Gail is positioning her head so she's not behind the banner. We're so happy to be here with you as we usually are on Fridays at this same time, 4:30 Eastern. And so I'm Leslyn Keith. I'm with the Lipedema Project and with my friends and colleagues, all of us here today. Let's go around in a circle. I got right above me, at least on my screen, it's Siobhan.
Hi, I'm the research specialist with the Lipedema Project. I do a whole bunch of stuff, and you sometimes hear about it.
And then next to Siobhan is Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine, and I'm the founder of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project, and happy to be here with you today.
And then right below Catherine is Gail.
Hi, I'm Gail Straker. I'm the community schmooze. Don't know what else to say.
She has the gift of gab, and so she's here with us today. And well, since we're right there with Gail right now, let's stay with Gail because she has an important, fun announcement because she is transitioning to the next thing that she's going to do with her life. Gail, tell us what you're going to be doing.
I was expecting to go last, but I'll go first. I don't have a problem talking. You guys know that. So this last weekend, I was in an amazing event, an amazing educational event with Sweet Adelines in Region 13, which is all from Alaska down to Oregon, and then across over to Montana. So we don't take Canada, but this is a U.S. region of the international organization Sweet Adelines, and a leadership opportunity opened wide up for me, and I said yes. I'm in a leadership development team. I want to be able to. I looked around and I saw women with lipedema, and I thought, oh, I need to be starting to inform that group of ladies because there's 23,000 women in Sweet Adelines, a minimum of that amount. I don't know what the exact numbers are, which means that there's probably about 3,000 women. Most of us are older, so we're probably really experiencing some stuff in this organization that probably have lipedema, and probably 50 of us know it. So I decided that I wanted to start working with our region, and hopefully start educating this amazing, wonderful musical a cappella group of women who love to perform, who get filled with, they get all filled up with love and everything. Maybe I can help them with some of their needs as far as learning about lipedema and accommodating those of us who have lipedema and possibly other situations too. So I am stepping off the team, the I don't know what the leadership team. I don't even know what we're called, Catherine. But anyway, the team of this pile of us right here. I'm going to be stepping down as soon as this broadcast is over. I'll be. I think I have a Tuesday night, one last Tuesday night, to introduce a new show. But yeah, I'm stepping down, and it's a bittersweet thing for me because I love everyone here. I love everyone, and everyone loves me. I found out today. And the people who were part of the Miranda group that were there today let me realize that how much I'm loved by the community, that they love me as much as I love them. So you love me as much as I love you, and that has been an amazing gift that you have given me. So,
Winetta just posted, "We love you, Gail."
Yeah, I'm moving up and out.
Susan says, "Congratulations! So happy for you."
Yeah,
So thank you for all of you that posting. We love it when you post stuff when we're talking live. Nice to know that you're out there listening. I know a lot of people watch this on the replay, but it's nice to know that you're out there also listening to us live. So yeah, keep sending Gail the love as we're
Mhm.
with this.
I won't. I don't think I'm going to have any tears because I don't. I think my eyes are all dried up from earlier today.
This is
So.
from
You ran
earlier.
out.
You used them up. Yep.
There wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Uh-huh.
I even had. I mean, or nose. We're all like, but it was beautiful, and I had so many women. I've had so many women that have touched my life, and I know that I've touched theirs.
Mhm.
Or or they wouldn't have touched mine. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, and the
You know
fact
when
that
someone touches you. Yeah.
yeah, the fact that you have the level of confidence and you feel like you have the knowledge that you need to go on to this next thing and start educating people in a different community is really big. And we need that. Like in the lipedema community, we need people who can specialize in their own community and get in touch with them and bring them into the fold and let them know that they're not alone and that there is hope. So I think you're the perfect person for that job, and I'm glad you felt that confidence, that just that feeling that you can do it. You can do it, Gail.
And that's the thing. They didn't come to me and say, "Will you talk about lipedema?" That's not what they said, right? They're like, "You're part of this leadership team, and you have great projects in you." And I start developing I wrote my vision and mission statements this week, and and so I'm opening this project up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to be whatever I make it into, because they didn't say, "Hey, come teach us about lipedema." It's more like, "Hey, be part of us," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to teach you about lipedema."
Yeah.
But I didn't tell them
awesome.
that yet because I have to. I know, right? I have to create the project, and so when I look at it, it's like I don't know how long this is going to take, but like I present my vision and mission on the 15th. But we all of us are doing that, and then we start developing our projects from there. So it's a really different space for me. But boy, they were so open to just having me in their space, having me at the table with them. And it's like they were like excited, and because it's not just me, there are others there, and I thought this is where I now belong. I mean, I belong here, but it's like this is where my blossom. This is what one of the coaches did. Gail, you're this. So thank you very much, Catherine, for letting me bloom, watering me. Someone said today in the little. Okay, I know a celebration of life happens after you die, but I haven't died. But we still had a celebration of life, right? We had a gift of. Anyway, we had a celebration, and yeah, I forgot where I was going. Anyway,
You celebrate while you're still here. That's the thing.
Celebrating while I was still here.
That's right.
And someone said to me that because I always tell people that I was a shy lurker, right? When I started this whole thing, and I'm looking here, and I know some of these people are shy lurkers that are in our audience. And she said we were all given permission to be a shy lurker because Gail was a shy lurker, and Gail came out of the background, and that gave us permission and a level because I share my vulnerabilities, and so that gave them the opportunity to say, "Okay, I'm safe enough here. Gail's safe here. I'm safe here too." And so Vanetta says just hanging out here behind the ferns.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
some people really do need that reassurance that there's not a bad place to be in. Some people are in a lurker place, and that is where they need to be at that moment. And eventually, whatever their timeline is, they often come out and want to participate on their own time, and then they bloom and they
I know, and even like
transform.
Marsha Black was one who told me a couple of months ago, I'm not gonna lurk anymore. I want to come out, right? And
Mhm.
I know she's been lurking for quite a while, you know. So, but it's amazing because you guys don't see me as shy. My family doesn't see me as shy, right? But yet I lurk. I am. You know, it took me. I've been a Sweet Adeline for 27 years. I finally joined the leadership team 3 years ago, or the what they call the development cohort, and I quit like after a year because I had stress. I had a husband that needed help, right? And then I joined again, and it was like, okay, I'm back. So I am, in a sense, I have this shyness in me where I'm like, I don't know if I'm safe.
Mhm.
But once you feel safe, you don't have to be shy anymore. And with that, I mean, there's lurkers everywhere, but I think that's kind of a lead in to other things that are happening with Lipedema Simplified. So I'm not going to keep talking. I'm going to step back.
I think I want to say what you've said in a kind of summary way is that you have found your center. And that's the purpose that we have at Lipedema Simplified, that we give an environment and a community and a support structure so that everyone can find their own center and fly. And so Gail's direction is to expand and go deeper to the place where is her sweet spot, the Sweet Adelaide's, Adelines. Sorry, gonna say it probably forever. The Sweet Adelines are that spot for Gail.
Yeah. Can I tell a story real quick? No, it's not going to be quick. Can I tell a story?
I think so.
So it's about the way Catherine remembers things. So when I first came out of out from behind the ferns, Catherine's like, so where are you from? I said, well, I'm from Podunk, Idaho. So then Catherine introduced me from Gail Straker from Podunk, Idaho. And I'm like, Catherine, I live in Cuna. Podunk is like, yeah, I can tell you that I'm from Podunk, Idaho, and it's not an insult. But when other people tell me that I'm from Podunk, Idaho, it's an insult.
Well, she had no way of knowing. It sounded like that was the name of your town.
I thought that's where you lived.
To be fair, that does sound like it would be somewhere in Idaho. I guarantee you there's a podunk in Idaho somewhere.
Right.
I would finish up the call and I would put myself on mute, hide my face. I would just crack up because for the longest time she thought I lived in a town called Podunk.
So, and at this moment right now, Siobhan is Googling Podunk to see where in the United States there is a town called Podunk.
Why did you tell me Podunk?
Because
if it wasn't Podunk.
Because Podunk means a little town or out in the middle of nowhere. It's a phrase. It's not a town. It's like
I got it.
Podunk, Michigan is a real place.
Do not. Hopefully, the people of Podunk, Michigan, are not feeling insulted at this point.
There's also a Podunk, New York.
Wait, I found on the dictionary a hypothetical small town regarded as typically dull or insignificant.
No, and this is not what we think of Podunk, Michigan or Podunk, New York. You guys are very, very important. We will say this right here.
Okay, so that's what podunk means.
So that's why I told you I lived in Podunk, Idaho, because it's like some little significant I mean, I live in Kuna, Idaho. How significant is Kuna, Idaho?
It's very
Significant to you, Gail.
There'll be a sign
Uh-huh.
as people enter. Gail Straker lives here.
The town celebrity.
I know it's like population 1.
Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, well, it's been amazing to have you. And I just know that you're going to have great impact no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
And
you
we
so
will,
much.
and we hope to still be in contact with you through the Lipedema tribe and all the various things we're doing. So
yeah, I might take a step back.
yeah,
and not go to everything anymore.
not go to everything anymore, but we'll see you from time to time.
Yeah, because I've been going to everything. Well, not everything, but almost everything for 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be around. You guys can't. I'm like a mold. You can't get rid of me.
Well, we have a couple other things that we wanted to announce. And I did see someone who posted on here, which was actually a great question. That I'm wondering if you want to take this, Siobhan, before we go on to our other announcements. Roberta says, is there a connection between the chemicals in our food and in our environment?
So I can't say with any certainty it's been linked to a specific chemical or pesticide or preservative or whatever. But I would say that there is plenty to suggest that nutrition does play a role. And there's plenty of stuff in a lot of the food that we eat that is not fantastic for us. Mm-hmm. So I can confidently say I would not be surprised. However, one thing to consider is that in Gary Taub's talk, he's an investigative journalist that's focused a lot on obesity and diabetes and a lot of the history of those conditions. He mentions a recounting in a book from right after World War I, where I believe it was in Germany, there were a lot of families that were starving, but in those families, there were women who appeared obese and their legs were painful. And so it's like, hold on, like they have big legs that are painful. Yeah. So it seems like during that famine, and probably not sufficient access to high quality protein, because I think it was you, Gail, who mentioned that a lot of their livestock were wiped out. They started seeing exacerbation of symptoms or onset of symptoms during that period. So part of it may also be malnutrition or low quality protein or low quality diet in general. So I always try to factor in multiple different lines of evidence to make sure I don't get caught up in my own biases, which is very, very easy to do.
And I remember, Gary talking about that, and he also talked about how these women were abused, psychologically abused, because everybody thought that they were eating all the food and denying their children the food.
Mm-hmm. And they were blaming themselves because they somehow felt responsible for gaining weight while everybody in their family, including them, were literally starving, actually starving.
And they were starving too. Yes.
Yes.
And so
absolutely.
That was, I thought that really put into context really the person with lipedema who is suffering in silence because no one knows about the condition and everybody's blaming her. So that was very poignant, that story that he told about that. Yeah. Which he
Yeah.
didn't even know about lipedema when he was telling the
Yeah.
story. But
I went up to him afterwards, so he knows now what
Yeah.
that's talking about.
And I want to add something to that, because I really think so. If everybody in their silent little way raises their hand if they've eaten diet food that to stop gaining weight, or to start losing weight, and I mean diet food like protein bars and those little things that are all full of what we don't know, and these little diet programs that we go on that are all basically like Nutrisystem, and I probably shouldn't say anything, we'll get sued, but I don't care, because all these things that are basically chemical, and yet no matter how hard we've tried, we haven't lost weight. Our legs just get bigger, or and I think when I think about this, I think, what have we done? We started growing at age 11, and then next thing you know, we're on diet foods, and we're on diet meds, and we're on all these things. And Nancy Smith is raising her hand, and then I also think about the seed oils that we've always used. And I wonder if that's been a big part of it. And so, and isn't it Dr. Anthony J. who does estrogenics, or
Estrogeneration. That's the topic of our next book club.
Yes, next club. And I think about that, and because I saw it on the book club list, and I was thinking, oh, here we go again, because that's another chemical situation for us, right? I mean, I know it's hormone, but it's also plastics, right? We might not have the chemical warfare going on that we can see, but we've got my pillowcases. My pillowcases are microfiber. What are microfibers? Plastics. And do you see what I'm saying? So we've got it all around us. We've got chemicals.
It is a sort of warfare.
Yeah.
It is a sort of warfare. And it's, we've had speakers come to the conferences who have spoken to the corporate intent around our food processing. And so all of that is part of what we look at and what we change in our own lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even with that, because it can be very overwhelming to say it's coming from every single aspect of life, not to lose the sense of agency that everybody should have over their own lives, because we have seen in our very own community that when people make changes in their lives, even in the face of that environment, even if they're not absolutely perfect on every single front, they use acrylic clothing or whatever it is, they still see a lot of profound improvement, and they can live good lives with just utilizing that agency and the connections and resources that we have available. Yeah. So don't lose hope. even with as bad as how things are, don't lose hope, because just taking control of our own lives will do a lot.
Juanetta uses the word obesogens. I heard that for the first time sometime this week in a lecture about this. So
sorry,
I think,
wrong one.
What?
She's pulling up what Juanetta is saying as you're talking.
Yeah. I did nothing.
Nobody saw. It's fine.
So obesogens. I hadn't heard that term before.
I've heard of obesogenic. So you have different chemicals and stuff that are environments that promote obesity. Yes.
And when I read this, Juanetta, I'm so sorry, but I read it as asbestos.
That could contribute.
Because that's where my brain went. Sorry, obesogens. Yeah, lots of research on PFAs.
Okay, ladies, I think we're at the point where we should be ending, but we have a few more things to talk about.
Yes, we want to tell everybody that there is a free webinar coming up this Thursday. So this Thursday, September 5th at 12 noon Eastern. Right now, there's no link or anything. Just want you to save the date. Catherine, tell everybody what's going to be happening at this free webinar.
So we have, of recent, begun to focus in on what we can know about and understand about the options for surgical treatment. We did this in the very beginning and then veered off from that particular trajectory onto the holistic approach, because no matter what, whether you have surgery, whether you don't have surgery, no matter what you do, a holistic approach to dealing with lipedema is critical. You need that. You need conservative care. You need day in, day out, what you're going to do to live your life. And that's what we do and what we talk about and what we support. Well, there has been so much about the surgical approach that we have begun to make that part of what we offer to the community. And so this Thursday, Dr. Frank Lapchis, who is from Germany. Germany is the epicenter for lipedema liposuction. Really started in Germany and grew and innovates there. And it travels all around the world because there are many surgeons now who do it. But the innovation of it is from Germany. And Dr. Lapchis, I hope I'm saying his name right, Lapchis, has a clinic in Berlin where it is devoted only to lipedema. And he has patients come internationally. And Siobhan went to his clinic. They had contacted us, and Siobhan and Dr. Carmody and Lisa, who went to Potsdam this year while they were in Germany, visited his clinic. They do a comprehensive approach. And so he is going to be coming, and he and I will be doing a webinar on understanding the surgical approach. Siobhan, can you just a quickie about his clinic and what you saw there?
Yeah, so if anyone was going to have surgery and they said they were going to Frank to get it done, I'd feel relieved. So what I saw there was that he encouraged pre-surgery care, conservative treatment before going into surgery, really thinking about it in depth in terms of what your goals are, what you're hoping to achieve, having realistic expectations. And then it doesn't end at the surgery either. So they have suites inside of the clinic where you stay at, and they provide manual lymphatic drainage and other pretty intensive treatments. Lisa and I can both tell you. After the surgery, making sure you're getting up and active while you're supervised. And it was really cool. Very, very well put together. And not just go into surgery, you're done, okay, never talk to him again, but that level of connection and thoughtfulness into how to go forward with lipedema if surgery is going to be part of the tool set that you have. So I really appreciated that.
And Juanetta says it sounds like something that Dr. Samaro, who is from Spain, is also doing. I have to say, it's been my experience working with the docs from Europe, all throughout Europe. It's a much more patient-centric model that looks at pre-op and post-op in a very comprehensive way. So we're going to be talking about that on Thursday. The webinar is at noon Eastern time, so 9 a.m. West Coast, and various other time zones. Which I still have to figure out.
So I have a question. So how is a person supposed to register for this if we don't have a link yet, Catherine? What's going to happen to make it so we can register?
You'll be getting an email.
Okay.
Hopefully you're on our email list.
And if I'm not on the email list,
it'll be on our social media. Go to Facebook, go
okay,
to Instagram. It'll be getting posted.
okay.
There was a switcheroo. We just had to, and Dr. Lapchis stepped in because someone else was scheduled, and at the last minute had a family situation that pulled him away. So, but everything happens for a reason. And I'm thrilled, thrilled, thrilled to have such a good model to present to the community.
Yes.
And it's, yeah. And you'll hear a little bit about my own story. I had surgeries in Europe, in Germany, and did not have a successful outcome or good experience. That being said, I was told up front I wasn't a good candidate. And I was so determined. I overrode, you know, I overrode it. And
Yeah.
so I'm here to say, don't.
Listen to the advice. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
talk more about it in at the webinar. So we have that webinar. And then just so you know, Michelle Jacqua is an insurance expert. And she is also what's called a nurse navigator. She is a nurse that helps patients navigate through the system. And so she and I will be doing a webinar on September 15th. So these two that are related to surgery, both of these webinars are related. If you're thinking about it, or you want to know more about it, or who knows, this might be part of your treatment plan. You can come and you'll get a lot of good information.
Yeah. So those are 2 free webinars coming up to save the date. At the end of the month, I'm just going to do a quick plug for our heart-to-heart virtual event. Some people ask, where is it going to be held? It's held virtually. So it's held in your living room on your computer. So that is September 27, 28, and 29. And we're going to be talking about the holistic approach to manage lipedema and lymphedema. And surgery is part of that. So there's going to be presentations and discussions on surgery, as well as other aspects of the holistic approach. So join us. Links down below to register now, because right now we still have the early bird special, only 147 for those 3 days. That's absolutely amazing. Grab that while you can. Don't wait, because the price is going to go up as we get closer to the event.
Yeah, the cost is $397, and we start out early with a super early bird special. We're now at the early bird special. In a couple of weeks, it'll go up to. So get it now.
Yes. And with that, we are going to close, because we of course always go over, because it's so fun to hang out with everybody on Friday afternoons. It was so nice to be here with all of you, and we wish Gail well. We are so happy to be here for her last Friday Facebook Live.
Thank you so much, and I hope I get to see you guys around. Love you all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.